It came to life for y'all. It came to life for y'all that this dude wanted me dead way before I came to you.
I'm not the type of dude that you can come up on like
Bro,
this.
listen, we out here to
what
get
kind of
content.
content
You're
you
not
want.
gonna tell me what to do.
You can't come up on me.
Bro, listen.
That's what I say. That's what I say.
Bro.
That's what I say.
That energy right there, that specific combination of calm and coiled, is what separates someone who is performing outrage from someone who is living it. Gene Deal isn't reacting in that moment. He's confirming something he already knew. And the most unsettling part of the entire clip isn't what he says. It's the fact that none of it sounds new to him. When a man speaks about someone wanting him dead with that level of steadiness, no trembling, no escalation, no theatrical delivery, the audience instinctively understands that this person has been sitting with this information for a long time. The question that immediately follows is simple and unavoidable. How long? And why is he saying it now?
What did I do?
What did you do to him first inside the courtroom?
Lady.
What did you do to Mr. Gene Deal inside the courtroom right before my eyes? And why did I have to get in your face like this and tell you to step back from him? Why did I have to stand in front of Mr. Deal behind me and tell you to back up off of him?
Because it was two men handling business.
And then what happened? But what happened?
That's for me to know.
But what did
Why
you
is you out here
do?
talking
So
about
why
that?
you not telling the truth? My name is Candor. I'm transparent. I'm
Look
true.
how you right here.
C-A-N-D-O-R.
I can't.
But you didn't have the same energy with him when he came outside either.
When he came outside, he left.
Man,
yo.
get out of here.
He left. He left, yo. What are you talking?
What he look like telling somebody to whoop my ass? He didn't tell him that. He wanted me in the dirt and was trying to rock me to sleep. He knew where I was at.
Courtroom confrontation footage does something that words alone never could. It puts a physical location, real faces, and real tension inside what had previously been an online narrative. Because up until that moment, everything Gene Deal had been saying existed in the space of interviews and social media posts. Territory that is easy to dismiss as performance or exaggeration, but footage of someone having to physically position themselves between Deal and another person in a public setting in a courthouse of all places transforms the conversation entirely. It stops being about what someone said and starts being about what someone did. And what someone did in that clip was make a decision about how close they were willing to get to a man who had been publicly identifying them as a threat.
It came to life for y'all that this dude wanted me dead way before I came to YouTube. Because I was having meetings with serious dudes in the street. And he refused to sit down. So what did he do? He tell his security team. He didn't tell the NYPD officers. He didn't tell the Department of Correction officers. He didn't tell none of the parole officers or anybody he had working for him that was officers. He told street dudes who had did dirt in the street. When y'all see Gene, y'all do him dirty. Y'all beat him up. He ain't tell him to beat me up. What I look like getting beat up? What a grown man look like somebody smacking him around, hitting him and all this shit like that. I ain't taking no ass whooping. I ain't took an ass whooping since the fucking doctor spanked me on my fucking ass. I ain't took an ass whooping since my mom and my daddy. When they stopped taking it, I guess I'm got amnesia. I don't know what an ass whooping look like or feel like.
The distinction Deal draws here is the one that carries the most weight in the entire story. Not the NYPD, not correction officers, not parole officers. Twice, not any of the people with badges and accountability and paper trails. Street people. People who had done dirt and understood what doing dirt meant. That specific choice. Bypassing every official channel and going directly to individuals with the kind of histories that make them useful for unofficial business. Is not the decision of someone who wants a problem handled publicly. It's the decision of someone who wants a problem handled quietly. And Gene Deal saying it out loud with that level of specificity forces everyone listening to make a choice about whether they believe him. Because if he's right, the implications are enormous. And if he's wrong, he's making claims specific enough to be disproven.
He say, yo, you got questions to answer. For who? I said, if you want me to answer questions, do interview. I got a booking number. Then you do an interview. I answer any of your questions. I ain't got no problem of answering anything that you want to know. All you got to do is pay my fee and I'll be there. He said, well, you ain't going to tell me how to get the contact. And as soon as he said that, and he came like he was coming close to me, I took it back to 92. Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And that's all I'm going to say. I took it back to that. I took it back to 1992 Wu-Tang. Protect your neck. And he know what I'm talking about. Then when I did that, then next thing you know, a girl came, the guards started coming and stuff like that. And he told the guards, yo, watch the camera. He hit me. That's what he said to the guard. So one guard was like this. One guard got in front of me and I moved. He said, yo, Gene. He said, yo, Gene, because he know me. He said, yo, Gene, you could just knock me down, bro. Just take a couple of days and get up out of here. And so I was leaving. So he ran and got his camera, and then somebody called my name. He called my name like that. I turned around and I just said to him, I said, yo, bro, I'm not that dude that you could just run up on. I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say. I'm a grown ass man. You understand? I'm not that dude that you could say whatever you want to say to, because if you run up on me, I'm going to knock you the F out. And that's how that went, bro. And there's nothing I'm proud of. You understand? But you don't talk to grown men. I don't care what kind of YouTube show you got. I don't care what kind of, you want to go viral, you want to do this and you want to do that. You conduct yourself as a gentleman. You want to call yourself a reporter. You don't see all the reporters who went to school. You don't see all the reporters who got their degrees, who got, who worked up the ladder to become who they are, yelling and screaming and cursing and saying all kind of crazy shit to people. You don't see that. But if that's what you choose to do, you choose to do that, bro. But I'm not the one you gonna do that to and then think it's gonna be all right to get on the elevator with me. I don't care where we at.
The protect your neck moment is where the whole tone of the story shifts permanently, because up until that point, Deal had been describing things that happened to him or around him, situations where he was the subject of someone else's decisions. But in that hallway, he made his own decision. He reached back to 1992, to a specific mindset, a specific posture, a specific understanding of what it means when a man gets too close and the situation is no longer a conversation. And what followed, the guard stepping in, the camera being grabbed, the name being called across the room, reads less like a confrontation and more like a test that both men were running on each other simultaneously. Deal's conclusion from that test was clear. He's not the one you run that play on, and he said it to the camera with the same energy he said it to the man in the hallway. No pride in it, just fact.
Yo, man, K, you cool, man? How you doing?
I'm cooler
tonight,
than a fan. My they took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
I did want to ask. The cops, allegedly found some guns and.
Yeah, they always find guns. I never leave without.
My girlfriend.
I'm on the middle of an interview, sir.
Sorry about. They found guns and drugs. Now, is
drugs?
That's what it was reported.
Sir, you can look at my paperwork. There was no drugs. Weed is not a drug.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that's safe for kids to be around guns and stuff like that? I mean, I'm just curious.
How do you keep this kids safe without guns? They were in a lockbox that the police broke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying, if the police come in and raid my place and break into my gun boxes, you're gonna find guns. But these aren't. Well, I'm not in a gang. What difference does it make?
Now, you were actually stopped for this and let go. Because you have a license for it,
No,
right?
This is their 9th time coming to my house. The problem was this time they came to my office and took my kids from an office. Not from my house, from an office. So now when I can't have my kids at my office,
that's an issue.
I must be
the
most terrible black dude.
The guns in the lockbox, the 9th raid. The children being taken from an office rather than a home. Any one of those details on its own would be significant. All three of them together paint a picture of systematic pressure being applied to a specific person over a sustained period of time. And what makes Gene Deal's response to all of it remarkable is that he doesn't sound like a man who is being broken down by the pressure. He sounds like a man who has been counting, keeping track, building a record of every visit, every incident, every moment where the official machinery showed up at his door. The fact that he mentions his fee for interviews in the same breath as talking about his children being removed. That's not callousness. That's a man who has learned to keep business and emotion in separate compartments because collapsing the two is a luxury he can't afford right now.
Started happening. Them sending people to the house. them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead. Yo.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He beat felony. I beat felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming and asked him, was he going to be there? And he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Katt's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
Yeah, that's the ignition point.
I don't even know if Flav even has ever thanked Katt. Because he put it all on the line for his respect.
On the Flavor Flav roast, the death of Malik B. Katt Williams being linked into the same narrative. These aren't random name drops, they're coordinates, points on a map that Gene Deal is drawing for anyone paying close enough attention to follow, because the through line he's constructing isn't about any single incident. It's about a pattern of what happens to people in certain circles when they become inconvenient, what happens to their careers, what happens to their reputations, what happens to the people around them. And Katt Williams entering this conversation isn't incidental, it's significant, because Katt Williams spent years saying things publicly that the industry tried.
Act yourself like victims don't come forward, and act yourself, right?
We just want to get your reaction. He said he was going to prison, might be coming home. Just want to get your reaction. What do you think about the weekend?
I think that much like you, the jury very ignorant, acted ignorantly, and had ignorant. No, I'm saying the way you came up on me is ignorant. Well, baby, here I am. I think I'm on live right now, okay? Worry about your little channel, sweetie. What's that? Diddy is still not gonna let you suck his... Baby, your channel's not doing a good job. Anyway, right?
Tried very hard to dismiss, discredit, and drown out. And then one by one, the things he said started getting confirmed. But the parallel to what Gene Deal is doing right now is not subtle. The Jamie Foxx incident at Mr. Chow adds a layer to this story that takes it out of the abstract and puts it in a physical space that people recognize. A birthday dinner, a high-end restaurant in Beverly Hills, a glass thrown from another table.
Tonight, actor Jamie Foxx is recovering after an altercation at his birthday dinner in Beverly Hills left him needing stitches. Local police received a call about an incident at the high-end Mr. Chow restaurant near Rodeo Drive just after 10 p.m. Friday night. A representative for the actor saying someone from another table threw a glass that hit Foxx in the face. It's unclear whether Foxx was involved in the fight or merely a bystander. No arrests were made, but the investigation remains ongoing.
No arrests. Investigation ongoing. On its own, that's a celebrity news story, but placed inside the context of everything else being described. The pattern of pressure, the unofficial channels, the sustained targeting of specific individuals, it stops reading as isolated. Whether that connection is real, manufactured, or coincidental is a question that the available evidence cannot yet answer, but the effect of placing it inside this narrative is immediate and powerful. It makes everything feel organized in a way that random incidents don't. The part where Gene Deal talks about other officers who were there, who saw what he saw, who knew what he knew, who chose to protect their jobs over speaking, is the most quietly devastating part of his entire account, because it reframes the silence of everyone else, not as ignorance, but as a decision, a calculation, a choice made by people who understood exactly what they were choosing not to say. Deal made a different calculation.
They feel disgusted. Because now, if you did an after party with Diddy, they know it's a possibility that you could have had another man energy on you. And I ain't talking about no energy drink. You could have had another man energy all on you. So now they looking funny, man. And then now with the fact that, you know, what he did to women and how he did women, yo, which is disgusting. I don't know any pimp that I've known back in the past that did some of the stuff that he did. Dude was violent, bro. And I don't know if it was because that he hate women or he loved women. It's something that he really need to get some psychological help behind. But the public, he could never be in the public eye again, bro. He better go to Bali with Russell Simmons whenever he get out of jail. Because he could never come back from this, bro. Not at all. You know, so guys are looking mad funny in the face now after all the stuff that this guy did over the years. And people been partying with him. And people been, you know, going on trips, this, that, and other stuff. I even get the same thing, Mighty. You know, people look at me like, yo, I don't believe he stayed clean. I don't believe he did this. He did something like, listen to me. Because I'm the one who choose to come out with the information and let people know what he was doing to the people around us. You understand? I'm not the only one that know this information. You understand? There were other officers there. You understand? And they didn't jeopardize their job like I didn't jeopardize my job. You understand? You do some things for the sake of security. You understand? But you don't jeopardize your job where you see somebody beating a woman and you don't step in and do nothing or say nothing or stop it. It just don't happen. When you respect who you are, you respect women, and you respect what you do for a living. Because I'm bodyguarding him, I might have to protect other people from him if I see him doing something that's stupid like that. That's my job. Not to allow you to get yourself in trouble or me.
He decided that what he saw, what he knew, what he witnessed happening to women in environments where he was supposed to be providing security, that information had a weight that his job security couldn't balance out. Whether you believe every specific claim he makes or not, that framing, I'm not the only one who knows this, the others just chose differently, is the one that stays with you, because it means the silence around all of this wasn't accidental. It was maintained, actively, by people who understood exactly what they were maintaining it for. And that's exactly where this story sits right now. Not in conclusions, not in verdicts. In the space between what has been alleged and what has been proven. Gene Deal is not backing down. Katt Williams has not gone quiet. The courtroom footage exists. The pattern of raids exists. The names keep getting pulled into the same orbit. Whether all of it connects the way the narrative suggests, whether the dots that are being drawn actually form the picture being described, is a question that the courts, the investigators, and time will eventually answer. But in the meantime, the conversation is happening loudly, publicly, and with enough specific detail that dismissing it entirely requires a level of effort that more and more people are no longer willing to make.